Esports are the home of the very best competitive gamers around the world. With that comes the opportunity to earn a good salary. Now, players can earn up to $5,000 a month, but the very best can make millions of dollars each year. For this reason, some players will cheat in order to gain an advantage. Don't go anywhere, as today we'll be looking at some of the biggest scandals in esports history. The year is 2018 and one of the biggest CSGO tournaments based in Asia is taking place in Shanghai. 16 countries were competing with a prize pool of $100,000 and the team that placed first would win $40,000. Optic India were playing Revolution and they'd won their first map on Inferno 16-7. It was looking good for Optic until the second game had to be paused. Anti-cheat software had detected the use of a third-party program on Forsaken's PC, who was an Optic player. When the tournament regulators confronted Forsaken, he attempted to delete the cheats from the PC before they could remove and inspect it. Despite deleting the cheat file, the regulators were able to recover it, and Optic India were disqualified from the tournament as a result. Forsaken was given an ESIC ban of 5 years, banning him from competing in any more events. Optic India released Forsaken from the team, which is understandable. But with all of the controversy, the entire team was disbanded and have been defunct since 2018. Forsaken has since retired and won approximately $300 during his esports career. In this next case, a player's type of mouse resulted in the team being disqualified. 2018 would see Valve host the International Dota 2 series with South America featuring 6 teams. The prize pool for this tournament was more than $15 million, so all of the teams would need to be on their A game. Thunder Predator were one of the South American teams hailing from Peru. The team had made it to the Phase 2 elimination bracket losing to Taurus Gaming, but users online noticed some unusual activity. You see, Atun of Thunder Predator was playing a hero known as Meepo. Meepo can make clones of himself that allows the player to teleport around the map. If Meepo or any of the clones teleport, they'll do some AoE damage, which better players can take advantage of. The issue is that Meepo clones need to be individually selected, which isn't the easiest task to pull off. It seemed as though Atun was controlling all of his Meepo clones with pinpoint accuracy, which raised some red flags. When online users reviewed the combat log, they noticed that some of the clones were teleporting at the same time. Well, this was impossible without the use of third-party software or a hardware macro, like what you'd see in a gaming mouse, for example. Accusations were made that Atun was cheating, but Thunder Predator had the perfect excuse. They stated that no software cheats were used, but Atun was using a Razer Synapse mouse, which would improve his efficiency with Meepo. It was deemed that using a macro on a mouse was indeed cheating, and they were disqualified from the tournament. Thunder Predator would go on to profess their innocence, but it was too late. This wasn't the end of Atun though, as he's still a professional player to this day. He's made approximately $19,000 in prize winnings. Our next scandal takes place in the United States, North Carolina to be specific. The MLG 2012 Summer Championship was being held, and League of Legends was the game in topic. The prize pool for winning the tournament was $40,000, with first place taking half the amount. Curse and Dignitas had made it to the grand finals and decided to play an ARAM game. Now, ARAM stands for All Random, All Mid. Players are given a random champion and are able to trade or re-roll their picks. It also takes place in one lane, the middle lane to be specific. Now, if you haven't played League, you may be thinking, okay, what's the problem with that game mode? Well, ARAM is essentially a party mode, pretty much for the lols. It's not taken too seriously, and the random nature of it is so far devoid of a competitive game mode. It would be like a game in the NBA where it's the first basket wins. Now that wouldn't be competitive or fun to watch, right? Okay, look, it would be pretty fun to watch, but you know what I'm trying to get at here. Well, ARAM wasn't the issue here, but there were rumours that both teams agreed to split the prize pool. This would ensure that both teams earned $16,000 each and wouldn't have to risk placing second and earning $12,000. MLG would confirm these suspicions of collusion and disqualify both teams. Curse would go on to apologise for disrespecting esports as well as the fans. We all make mistakes and an apology is the first place to start. However, they would then make a video claiming they didn't actually cheat and that all these other accusations are false, baby. They didn't do it. The MD of Team Dignitas, Michael Odell, accepted that the team had cheated and apologised. I'm sure you've all heard of doping in sport by using performance-enhancing drugs to gain an unfair advantage. Lance Armstrong is a well-known case when discussing professional cyclists. Well, in 2019, an esports cyclist was banned due to digital doping. Yes, you heard me correctly. Digital doping. The British Esports Cycling Championship was broadcast around the world in March 2019. Men and women would compete on a 50-kilometre route with each group starting at the same time and a winner being the first individual to cross the line. All contestants had to use a digital bike called the Z1 Concept, but you'd have to unlock the bike by climbing 50,000 metres within the game. This would take the professionals at least a month to obtain, with some cyclists saying it took them 2 months. Well, Rosamund Bradbury would win the women's title with Cameron Jeffers winning the men's tournament. This is where the Z1 Concept bike e-bike comes back into the discussion. Jeffers had cheated the e-bike software into thinking he was riding it when he wasn't. This meant that the extra month of rigorous training to unlock the bike that everyone else did, well, he didn't have to do. The British Cycling Organisation stated Jeffers had manipulated pre-race data in order to gain an unfair advantage. You see, the default bike, which was much slower than the Z1 concept, which is what he should have been using. He was banned from all races for 6 months and issued a £250 fine. His 2019 championship was also stripped, as well as being disqualified from the event. He since apologised, with his last race being in May of 2024. Lee Song-hyun, aka Life, was considered by many to be the best StarCraft 2 player in the world. His 4-year tenure included 10 tournament wins and over $450,000 in prize money. So it would be a shock to the world when he was accused of match fixing, as well as being part of one of esports' biggest scandals. This story begins in 2015, where 3 members of Prime, a programmer and several financial backers, were arrested by Korean authorities. They were arrested for match fixing 5 games, banned from Korean esports scene, and also prosecuted. They were given 18-month prison sentences with 3-year suspensions, as well as fines of up to $21,000. During this process, Life was also arrested, but no one knew if this was related to the match fixing scandal. The Korean Esports Association wouldn't let Life compete until the details surrounding his arrest were resolved. Later that week, the Korean authorities confirmed Life had also been arrested for match fixing. Life, as well as 10 other individuals, were charged on the 21st of April 2016. Before sentencing, Life appealed for a more lenient sentence because he was a minor, but the courts dismissed the appeal immediately. He was given an 18-month suspended sentence, as well as a $50,000 fine. Now, I'd highly recommend not committing a crime, but if you'd like to commit one, don't do it in Korea. They have some pretty strict laws over there, and Life's sentence was on the lenient side, although his wallet was a little bit lighter. Ladies and gents, subs and non-subs, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. You've heard it all a million times. All of my socials can be found in my description. And remember, I'll never be a real YouTuber until I've released an apology video. Or 2. That's all, guys. Peace out.
Life wins another MLG championship.